Hello everyone and welcome back to the Hammered Corner. Today we have a coin I didn't think I would ever have the pleasure to handle. A coin that could very well have been handled by the Emperor himself, Julius Caesar. I have been helping out a friend cataloguing some coins for his eBay store, and this is one of the fine specimens that I was asked to list, of which is available via the link down in the description below. A huge thanks to Fortuna Numismatics for sponsoring today's video. Portraits of important people appear on local currency all over the world. The same was true in ancient Rome, which began producing its first coinage in the late 4th century BCE. Early coins depicted the heads of gods and goddesses on the obverse, often in profile, while the reverse depicted animals, natural resources, symbols and references to historical events. It was not until 44 BC that the portrait of a living person, Julius Caesar, appeared on coins. Thereafter, profile portraits of rulers and other members of imperial family became the standard subject on coins throughout the Roman Empire. Coins of Julius Caesar can mean at least three different things. First are the coins issued during Caesar's life and under his authority. Second are commemorative issues after his death, particularly by his great-nephew and adopted heir, Octavian, who became the Roman Emperor Augustus, reigning between 27 BCE and 14 CE. And finally, there are coins without Caesar's name or portrait, but are related in some way to his story, including the most famous Roman coin of all, the Ides of March denarius, issued in 43 BCE by a military mint moving with the Brutus's army. Caesar was born on 13th of July 100 BCE into a family of patrician class, Rome's elite. Although the family was not particularly wealthy or prominent, it was prestigious, claiming descent from Venus, the Roman goddess of love and fertility. At the age of 20, he fought in the siege of Maltus in Asia Minor, earning the Corona Civica, Rome's second highest military decoration, for saving a soldier's life. At the age of 25, Caesar was captured by the Sicilian pirates who demanded a ransom of 20 talents. Caesar protested that he was worth at least 50. After the ransom was paid, Caesar organized a military expedition, captured and crucified the pirates. Since he had grown fond of them, he had their throats cut to spare them a painful death. During the wars, Caesar held many political and military offices traceable on his coinage. His first began to mint coins in his own name upon the return to Rome in 49 BC, and continued to mint until his death in 44 BC. So let's look into the history of the elephant denarius we have today. In 59 BCE, Caesar was appointed governor of the Gallia Cisalpina, or Gaul of the side of the Alps, including much of the northern Italy. Drawn into complex tribunal politics of the other side of the Alps, he spent the next 8 years conquering Gaul. He built a fleet, launched 2 brief expeditions into Britain, and bridged the Rhine and raided German territory. His account of these events, De Bello Gallico, or the Gaelic War, was written in such direct and simple Latin that for centuries it served as a school textbook. Now the Romans loved conquest, and Caesar became immensely popular. When the Senate demanded that he disband his victorious army on the 10th of January 49 BCE, Caesar crossed the Rubicon, a small stream that formed the boundary between Italy and the Cisalpine Gaul, initiating a civil war. To pay his legions and settle his enormous debts, Caesar seized the Roman treasury, stockpiled silver, and issued an estimated 22.5 million denarii bearing his own name. The symbolism of these elephant coins, as well as which side is actually the obverse, has long been debated. On one side, an African elephant tramples a dragon. The dragon is probably a carnyx, a large bronze war trumpet used by Gaelic tribes. The other side of the coin actually shows a ladle, a holy water sprinkler, and a sacrificial axe adorned with a wolf's head and an apex. These ritual implements were emblems of the Pontifex Maximus, the high priest of the Roman state religion. And finally, let's have a quick look into the final coinage that sold for just over $2 million that is known as the Ides of March. Caesar's power and unrivaled position created many enemies amongst his peers. Whilst outwardly rejecting the title Rex, or king, Caesar adopted some of the symbols of the monarchy, such as the dress and ornaments of the Roman kings. His monopoly of power led to his assassination on the 15th of March 44 BC at the hands of a large group of men, including Cassius and Brutus, who believed his death would restore the Republic. However, the death of the Caesar led to an unrest and further civil war. Antony Lepidus and Caesar's adopted son Octavian fought over Caesar's legacy. Antony and Octavian used Caesar's image and their relationship with him to build support from his veteran armies. In November 43 BC, the three men joined forces to consolidate their power, formed the restoration of the Republic. Once their power was established, however, they undertook a campaign to punish the assassins of Caesar. Their main body of conspirators had fled to Greece and Macedonia, where they attempted to gain the support of the restoration of Libertas. In 42 BC, Antony and Octavian defeated the Republican forces at Philippi, finally avenging the murder of Caesar. On the 15th of March 44 BCE, a group of senators stabbed to death the dictator Julius Caesar on the floor of the Roman Senate. Following the assassination, the infamous Roman politician Marcus Junius Brutus is said to have minted the coin to mark his key role in the murder and to celebrate Rome's freedom from tyranny. But this coin costs around $2 million and is one of just a handful known. And the piercing of this coin shows us that this would have been worn by one of these people to celebrate the death of Caesar. Now, not quite in the same price bracket or elite bracket as mine, but a coin I would love to just own or hold just for 5 minutes. It's not surprising that coins of Caesar are scarce, and the historical background only makes this even more desirable to numismatists and historians alike. But although not bearing the portrait of the emperor himself, the portrait displays Caesar below, which connects them to the time of historical interest. Although I'm not yet a collector or student of Roman history or of numismatics, the life and stories of Caesar are ones in which inspired me to choose history class back in school. And it's fair to say I have shown this specimen to as many people as I possibly can, all of which cannot believe such a coin exists. So there we have it. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and you've learned something new on an area of coinage I'm only just learning about, making this video for you all. Maybe one day I'll dip my toe more into Roman numismatics, but for now the English side is keeping me busy. And big thank you to Fortuna Numismatics for his help on making this video, and for being the sponsor of today's video too. Thank you all for your continued support, and if you'd like to buy this coin or any of the coins coming up in the future, then we've just listed 70 coins on his page. All links will be down in the video description. Thank you all for your continued support, and as always, keep collecting!